It's on. Hold on, I can't get my phone to go. What do you say? What's up, guys? This is Titan Lifestyle. It's Friday. I am back in the lab doing it once again. I talk about therapy of the week. I talk about Titan events. One topic that I usually pick up for you guys, and then I also will do my favorite part, Q&A, questions and answers, Q&A. So get your questions ready. I'll get my answers ready to go. And we'll get right into it. Let's get some shout outs right away. We got, hello, Jenny's on here. Renards is on here. Kay, So Fit. The Punk 929, Archie. John's, shout out to my boy Andreas on here. I see Video Pro. Tom Dollarhide, he's always on here too. Fitness Muscle just joined. Hassan. I like the handle. It says, I'm in a meeting, please. See what else we got on here. Titan Lifestyle, Q&A, John. Yep, but let's get right into it. This is Titan Lifestyle. Let's jump right into therapy of the week. Get your questions ready. All the screens, as the screens are coming up, I'll be answering questions for you guys. Let me get my live going real quick for you guys. Boom. Okay. But yes, therapy of the week. Who's interested in some weight loss? Right now, we have a new product called Titan Trim. It's a capsule. It's an oral, which is, oral. Anytime you hear oral, I mean, some people, they think it's common sense, but you may need a description. Oral is basically something you take orally in your mouth, whether it's a tablet or capsule. And IM, that's an acronym for intramuscular. Not acronym, but it means intramuscular. And you could also do subcutaneous, which people call sub-Q. And that would be, within the fat tissue. So sometimes you see people have to squeeze and get into the fat tissue. I'm not a fan of sub-Q injection just because I'm lean, so I don't like to have water or oil just underneath the skin like that. So I'm always a fan of IM. But yes, Trim is the therapy of the week. It's a weight loss product that we have brand new to Titan. So it's a new product that's not ECAA, it's not AOD 9604. But yeah. Deb Star says only orals. Yeah. She says she only likes orals. Why do you only like orals? A lot of people like orals because they're a lot easier to take, myself included. But there are benefits to taking injectables too. It doesn't have to pass. You don't get any excreta through your urine or sweat. But this Trim product is a capsule, so it's real easy to take. You can just take it as directed. I haven't tried it yet. It's so new, but I'm waiting to hear feedback on it. They're testing and stuff, and all the ingredients and everything that in it are top notch. So I'm looking forward to see. It's like every other week or every other month we have a brand new product that we have here at Titan Medical. I remember when we first came out with Tesofensine. That's a new one that came out a few months back. That was like, whew. And then when we first got IGF, that was huge because everybody was always asking, do you guys have IGF? Do you have IGF? So we first got IGF. So IGF, Tesofensine. Obviously, semaglutide, otherwise people know it as Ozempic. That's the company that makes it. But semaglutide, we call it here Aries here at Titan. But yeah, and then after that, it was tirzepatide that we came out with, which is even stronger than semaglutide. That's an injectable. And then now we have stuff like Trim and Tesofensine and all this other stuff. So you have no excuses. We have plenty of things, stuff to help you gain weight. I shouldn't say weight, gain muscle, build muscle, stuff to help you burn fat, stuff that just makes you look and feel good. It's not all about having a whole bunch of muscle here at Titan. People are like, oh, is Titan all bodybuilders? No, I'm pretty much the only one. Me, Michael Hearn, my boy Big Rod, shout out to JP. But there's not too many bodybuilders here at Titan. People see me, they automatically assume everything we have is going to make you big and muscular, which is not the case at all. HRT, testosterone replacement therapy, is huge for us. We service all 50 states, so anybody's looking, if they're feeling down, guys, if you're feeling lethargic, if you're lost of libido, if you're not really that hungry, if it's hard to recover, it's hard to get out of bed every day, you're not sure why, you may have low T. So call 727-389-3220. Let them know, hey, Drew told me about the blood work and HRT. What's that all about? They're probably going to let you know about if you've gotten your blood work done recently. If you haven't, we could send you to a place closest to your city and state, wherever city and state you live in. to get your blood work done. Once your blood work comes back to us, one of our medical providers will call you, go over your blood work with you, and if you're low in testosterone, or if you're high in estrogen, or if your hemoglobin's off, or whatever the case may be, the medical provider can give recommendations to get you feeling and looking great. And it's all about optimal health. It's not just looking a certain way, it's about being healthy. Looking good comes along with it. So that should be the second thing. So you want to be healthy first, and then you also want to look good second. So a lot of times people just look good, and they do a lot of unhealthy things to make them look good. So on the outside looking in, you say, wow, this girl, this guy is in shape, they're this and that. But you don't really know what's going on inside their body and what they're doing. So here at Titan, we strive on being healthy, looking good, feeling good, and performing good. That's kind of like our thing over here. You've heard me say it time and time again. I've done this show over 200 episodes, and I do it once a week. So you could imagine, I basically, from the first show I ever did until now, I've been saying the same thing. Here at Titan Medical, we want you to look good, feel good, and perform good on optimal levels and be the healthiest you could be. Let me see what else we got on here. Christian Cassetti said, did you say you have Tren? No, we do not have Tren. We'll never have Tren. Any place out there that does have Tren, it's illegal. They're doing something illegal. That's a veterinary steroid. It's made for cattle. It's the most dangerous thing you could take. So no, we will never have Tren. Does hopping on TRT increasing T lower belly fat? Yes, it can. It can if you do it the right way. Obviously, if you're eating healthy, exercising if need be, you can lose body fat, belly fat, I should say. I think the problem is when people are doing TRT, their appetite gets up so much that they're eating the wrong foods. And if their estrogen goes high and they're not going through a medical provider here at Titan, like here at Titan, then since their estrogen is high, they may be holding water, which is also gonna, when your estrogen's high, you hold more water, you have more body fat. So if you do everything correct, the right way, if you keep your estrogen in check, yes, you can definitely lower belly fat on TRT or on testosterone. People automatically assume that testosterone is going to make you big, 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 but it could also lean you out if you do it the right way. The Live Well Foundation says, I'm having good results in my clients on Semarelin, the OG with TRT. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Semarelin is also a good one, too. Tana, sorry about the pronunciation, saying shout out to Louisiana. Jarrett Finley, Big Drews of Beach, I appreciate you. Christian Dior, how long, is that Christian? Yeah, Christian Denor. Christian Denor. How long does it take to see results with testosterone? Tesofensine. Well, everyone's going to be a little bit different depending on what you take. Generally speaking, certain stuff kicks in quicker than others. I always hear people every day, how long is it going to take me to get this big? Or how long is it going to take me to lose this certain amount of weight? Everyone's different. So, yeah, there's no set time. David Dice, 23, said, Big Drew's advice is always spot on. I appreciate you. JE_SS7320 say, what is the difference between enclomiphene and testroches? Enclomiphene is actually going to be similar to HCG. It's going to help with testicular atrophy, which is the shrinking of testicles. It's going to help basically make your sperm super potent. It's going to increase your testosterone level, like your natural testosterone level. So kind of the same way HCG does. One of the benefits of enclomiphene over HCG is it's a capsule, so you don't have to inject yourself. And your estrogen doesn't get as elevated. So if you're prone to estrogen, then I would say go with enclomiphene. That's what most people are here doing at Titan. That's what our medical providers are usually prescribing now. And also the difference between enclomiphene and testroches. Testroches is basically just a testosterone troche. So like a lozenge that you would, whether you swallow it whole or sit it in your mouth or underneath your tongue. So it's basically oral testosterone. So you're two different things. Enclomiphene can boost your testosterone. It can help with other things. Testosterone troches is actual testosterone itself. Now those can be taken together. I always recommend going with injectable. It's a lot safer. It's a lot more effective. It's a lot more bang for your buck. The blood works always show better results off injectables. But if you decide to go with a troche, um, you could go with a troche as well and take the troche with the enclomiphene, which is also going to raise. So both things are going to be raising your testosterone. So that's another option you have too. But yeah, pretty much one just raises test, does other stuff, testicular atrophy, and one actually is testosterone. What does it feel like after hopping on TRT? If see, that's so broad. If you've never taken testosterone before and then now you're hopping on TRT, I'm assuming that's what this person is talking about. You're gonna feel great. Again, it's not just men too. Some women have low T and some women need testosterone. Now those test troches that JE_SS was just talking about, usually that's what they'll give or they'll prescribe to women because they don't need as much. So on a milligram basis, a test troche is going to work a lot better for a woman because otherwise they're going to be microdosing a small injection. It's going to be hard to monitor that, and they could overdose or not overdose or take too much at one time because it's too little of amount to put into an insulin syringe. DC Cowboys says, any possibility able to bless me with a small meal tonight? And I'm not sure where that's at in a tent. Looks like you're going through some stuff. Can't bless you with a meal right now, but I hope everything works out for you. I know there was a huge storm. We had a huge storm here in Florida. I guess it hit other places in the country too, Georgia, I believe. But also, my thoughts go out to everybody. My thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who's been flooded right now. I know some people are out of electricity still. Some people are flooding still. I know some people here at the office, they have to go check on loved ones because their areas have been flooded. So luckily I was good. I live in a high rise on like the 20th floor. So my building is solid concrete. So I'll never have to worry about flooding. But yeah, it just sucks that once again, here comes the hurricane and everybody's flooded out. I guess being in a house or a ground level in certain zones is a lot worse. My area was an evacuation zone, but once again, like I said, my building is structured. It's a high rise and it's solid concrete. So pretty much, even though they tell us to leave, no one leaves. There's backup generators and we're pretty much good to go. Kimbo Slice, what's up? Yeah, I haven't heard a Kimbo Slice reference in like a couple weeks, but I get it every day. Like everywhere I go, people say, "You look like Kimbo, you Kimbo." But I've shaved this beard off, and people don't say that. So maybe it's the beard in the traps. I'm not sure what it is. Does Tesofensine work for weight loss even if you're not very active? It can, but once again, you always want to combine some type of activity. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right, or I shouldn't say do it right, but get your most out of it. So in other words, if you're taking something and you're like, oh, I want to just take something and sit down and not do anything at all, yeah, technically your body, whether it increases your metabolism, whether it helps with appetite suppression or whatever it does, yeah, you may lose weight. But why not combine it with even if it's simple walking 10, 20 minutes a day, or depending on how heavy you are, if it's, just being more active is always good. Now, the one product that I will say, or two products that I will say you will definitely lose weight, or 90, I can't say definitely, but most likely, I've never seen it not happen. You'll lose weight would be semaglutide and terzapeptide. Those two products are for people, not only for people that are that big, because I know people that are actually in shape that still take them that want to even be leaner and lose even more weight. But those products are perfect for people that are like 100, 200 pounds overweight. Because those people, it's very hard for those people that make a drastic lifestyle change where they go from being 300, 400, 500 pounds, and then now all of a sudden, let's go eat broccoli and chicken breasts and go to the gym every day. It doesn't really, it's kind of discouraging for people like that. I like training people that way because it helps change their life. But yeah, it's a little bit different. So those two things you could actually take and lose weight. Now, once again, if you move around, it's always going to be better. So you always want to combine something when you're trying to lose weight, as opposed to just, even if you drastically change your diet. So if you don't want to move around so much, you could take the Tesofensine, I can't even pronounce it right now, but you could take that with eating healthy, and then now you don't have to do that much moving around. But to continue eating what you normally ate to make you gain the weight, and then now take a product and think you're going to lose the weight, it's really, you might as well get your most out of it. So if you don't want to move around, if you don't want to be active and take a product, then just clean up your diet. That's pretty much what I do. I don't really do that much cardio. I just try to eat super clean as much as I can, so that way I don't have to do cardio, because you're not going to catch me on the treadmill. You're not going to catch me on the stair machine. If I am on the treadmill, it's like maybe talking on the phone or drinking some tea to warm myself up to work out, but I don't really consider it cardio, maybe 5-7 minutes. Gout recommendations, not sure about that. I don't have any gout recommendations. I believe we do have a couple products that help with gout. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but I think John one time, I can't remember if it was John, somebody was saying that we do have a couple things that may help with gout. I don't know anything about gout. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know anything about it. I'm not sure how to treat it. But anybody out there that's watching that knows anything, anybody out there that knows anything that will help with gout, something that we have, please let me know, because I'd love to tell people about it. I mean, that's another thing people could take. What's the biggest benefit, Tesofensine, energy, mood, or weight loss? I'd probably say all three. For Justin Raymond, you're asking what's the biggest benefit? I'd probably say all three. The biggest one would probably be the weight loss, maybe the mood. But yeah, those all three. Karina, for someone who has tried several weight loss treatments without success, how can Titan Trim make a difference? Is there a personalized approach, or is it a one-size-fits-all solution? Once again, I'm not a medical provider, so that would be dependent on the person as far as I know. Again, the product is so new, I haven't used it. I haven't heard of anybody who's taken it yet here at Titan. I'm sure the trials and studies and all that, but I haven't heard of anybody using it yet because it's so new. So I'll get some better answers for you on that. But I believe, I'm not sure if it's a one-size-fits-all situation. I mean, I'm like 285, so if someone weighs 185, or if it's a female weighs 125, I'm not sure how that would work. So. Yeah, Dr. Cooper is asking, what are people's experiences so far? I haven't heard of any experiences so far too much because it's such a new product. Everyone's saying, what's the time of the best day to take this? I'm not sure yet. I really don't know the best time to take Tesofensine. Ronnie, is that Ronnie from Tiger? Ronnie Tega? Yes. Another person is asking, is Tesofensine, does it help with weight loss even if you're not very active? Again, you always want to combine some type of physical activity when you're taking something. I just pretty much explained that to someone else. So if you want to go back, you'll listen to that. Or if you want to check it out on the podcast, I just went over that. So if you're just tuning in now, right now, basically you always want to combine something, no matter what you're taking. Unless it's semaglutide, or unless you're 100, 200 pounds overweight, that's different. But you always want to clean it up, whether it's clean up your diet, whether it's go for a walk, but you want to do something other than just take a product. Now, if you've already cleaned up your diet and you've already been walking, you've already been working out or doing cardio, whatever, and then now you want to decide to say, that's good, but you don't want to go from one extreme to the other, where you just go from not working out, eating like crap, and wanting to lose weight, and then say, oh, let me just sit on the couch, continue to eat like crap, and take this pill or take this injection and think everything's going to go away. It's not an easy fix. Anybody else? Good questions so far. Kimball Slice, what's up? Would increasing test help lose weight? No, not necessarily. Again, if you increase your test too much, like if you go over an HRT dose, what's going to happen is your estrogen is going to go up because you're taking so much testosterone. So by your estrogen going up, that's going to increase water retention and body fat, and whether it's oily skin, acne, all that could be estrogen related, or even your mood. So increasing your test isn't necessarily going to help lose the weight. Now, what's going to help you lose the weight, again, is cleaning up your diet, or maybe taking some trim. One of our new products we have here at Titan, it's a capsule. Clean up your diet along with some TRT, take the trim, you should be good to go. A Tesofensine questions today. Jump into one of my topics today, kind of a crazy one. And what's crazy about this topic is I literally I pulled it up while I was right after I woke up. So like I literally woke up from a dream. I mean, the topic has to do with dreams. I'll pull it up just a second. But yeah. Japanese scientists have successfully created an MRI machine that can record your dreams and play them back for you to watch while you're awake. This is crazy. Like that's crazy that that will happen like that. I mean, I literally woke up from a dream and I open my phone and I see this on Instagram and I'm like, whoa, that'd be a good topic. I haven't gotten too much into it yet. Kind of wanted to get into it with you people on here to see what you people think about it. Now, my first thing is this could be good or it could be bad. It's almost like if you know too much. I mean, I'm not married. I'm a single guy. But if I was married and, think about that. You ever been in a relationship? I've been in some where you wake up and you have a dream. Like, oh, I just had a dream. Who was in your dream? What'd you do? Who was she? Now you can really find out who she is. You can find out what someone's dreaming about. So it's kind of a crazy thing. But, yeah. Could you imagine... could you imagine being able to know what your dreams are? Would you want to see I'd want to see my own dreams because sometimes you have a dream and it seems so real, whether it's, you're in a bank and there's all this money or whether it's crazy or whether it's someone who you like, who you're with or whatever the case. Sometimes you have a dream and when you wake up, you're like, oh, I want to go back to the dream. Like, I want to go back to sleep and to live that, even though you know it's not real, you know it's a dream. So now you can kind of see what you're dreaming. And not only that, when you're dreaming, you're kind of all over the place. Sometimes you're here, you're there, you're in the sky, you're at one city, you're in one side of the world, you're at the beach, you're all over the place. So watching a dream while you're actually awake, when your mind is more clear, it'll give you a better understanding of how crazy dreams are, how they're like all over the place. So I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. Colorado Luke says, you can now record your dreams and play them on TV now. Google it. Whoa, that's nuts. Yeah, if you can record your dreams, the thing is what if the dream isn't accurate? Like, what if how do we know it's 100% accurate? I mean, I don't remember all of my dream. So is it kind of like an AI thing where they just take kind of what your brain's thinking about while you're sleeping and come up with a dream? Or is it the actual dream? Like, is everything going to be the same? So it's kind of crazy. Purely Destined says, how exactly does the MRI machine interpret brain activity to read thoughts? I'm not sure how it is. I really don't understand how it does. It's something brand new. Yeah, I'm not sure how. I have no clue how that works like that. But it's just interesting. I want to see how it looks when they're playing it back. Like, is it a video? How does the video look? Is it like you? Is it specifically you in the dream? Like, I really don't know how it works. Because if I'm in the dream and whether I'm driving a car or doesn't matter what I'm doing in the dream, finding a baseball game, I don't know. Say if I'm in the dream and I see something that's happening, when I'm watching the dream, am I seeing myself in the dream? Or is it like my eyes looking from the dream? Like, in other words, if you're in your dream, you don't see yourself. You just see, like, what your eyes are looking at. When you're walking around, you see other people. So am I going to see that? Or I don't know. I want to see it. I want to try it. Anybody in the area knows where I can get it done, I want to get it done because I want to see. Because what I'll do is I'll figure out crazy ways where I'll get, like, heavy sleep or I'll watch something right before I fall asleep to see if it has an effect on what you're dreaming about. So, because sometimes they say that the last thing you watched on TV or on your phone or whatever is what you dream about. So it is what it is. Thank you for the link too. Colorado Luke just sent the link. Yeah, in Japan. Yeah, they're doing the MRI thing in Japan. That's crazy. I want to figure out how does it work, how accurate it is. Because anybody out there who's had it done or have heard about it, I want to figure out how accurate it is. Any other questions on my live? Any other questions on Titan's live? It says 60% accuracy, which is pretty good. But again, how do we know it's 60? I don't know. It's kind of hard to be to get it to be definitive with that. It's kind of hard to know exactly how accurate it is. Like, according to them, according to you, can you really remember everything? Zoe Cruz is asking, is it really true? How does it work? I'm not sure how it works. I guess in Japan they're doing MRIs, And yeah. Colorado Luke, BPC 157. What are the benefits for athletes? It depends what you're taking it for. It's good for recovery. It's good for actually sunburn too. Not athletes don't really take it so much for that, but it's good for sunburn. It's going to help your connective tissue and ligaments within your joints. So if you have any ligament damage, if you tennis elbow from baseball, or that's crazy you have tennis elbow from baseball, but yeah, whether you have any type of injury is going to help with that. Another good thing with BPC 157 too is if you have GERD, acid reflux, bad, it's going to help with that too. So that's literally why I started taking it. I was getting acid reflux, and I couldn't have red sauces or citrusy stuff. Started taking that and help with that too. But yeah, BPC 157 is great. It's a peptide we have here at Titan. It's an injectable, and basically you could do it subcutaneous, or you could basically just spot inject area closest to that needs the recovery. Not in the tendons, not in the bones, obviously, but closest to where you're needed the most benefits. What are your Louis Rosales said? What are your thoughts on arm race nutrition on supplements? I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what those supplements are. I'm not really a supplement guy. Ever since I got with Titan, I basically just use the Titan stuff. The only supplements I take, like I'm not the guy that has like the pantry full of like powders mixing up every day. I used to be that guy, but now way safer, way better. I take my stuff with Titan, whether it's Hercules Potion. Right now I'm doing BPC, TB500, CJC 1295, Hercules Potion, Titan Complete. Hercules Potion's like aminos, injectable aminos. Titan Complete is like basically like a multivitamin with carnitine and B12 in it, kind of like a one-a-day type thing. I take that every day as like my vitamins. Colorado Luke, I lost 100. First of all, shout out to Colorado Luke for losing 100 pounds. Hell yeah. We might need to get you some t-shirt or something for that one. But Colorado Luke says, I lost 100 pounds of body weight and have loose skin in the abdomen. What would you recommend for supplements to build the aesthetic of the core or the abdomen? In terms of supplements, there are things you could take. Obviously surgery is an option. But in terms of tightening the skin, we have a fat-burning cream here at Titan Medical. There's doctor prescribed. It's a cream, and it actually tightens your skin. So if you have loose skin there, if you rub it on your skin every day, it'll actually start slowly tightening your skin. Now, if the skin is, 5 to 10 inches hanging, it's not going to bring it all the way back. But if it will tighten it up a little bit. I know certain people use it on their skin folds or their lower back, or sometimes on their sides. I knew someone that was actually using this cream, and they were just rubbing. I said, "Yeah, just rub it on like the side of your stomach." He rubbed it on the side, one side of his stomach, and you could see the differences on one side. So you could definitely tell. But that's something we have here today that will help a little bit with you. I'm not sure how much loose skin there is. 100 pounds is a little bit of weight, but I know people have lost 200, 300 pounds, like, a lot of weight. So those people, it probably wouldn't work, but definitely give us a call, 727-389-3220, and check it out. Just let them know Drew told me about the fat burner cream that helps tighten up my skin, and we can get you some. No, Aaron Benivez, no, Titan does not help with that. We probably never will. That's an illegal substance. So we will never have it, and if another place has it, I wouldn't get it from them either because it's illegal, and who knows what they're doing over there. Any other questions? We got, what's this, TikTok, Instagram? All these screens are in front of me right now. Pavan, shout out to Pavan. I see Pavan just jumped on here. Joey Stack, shout out to Joey Stack as well. What about test? Yes, Titan does help monitor if you want to hop on test. Testosterone is definitely something that Titan will help you with, whether you're male or female. Sometimes females need it too. But yeah, so just call the office, 727-389-3220. Let them know that you're interested in monitoring. You want to talk about testosterone. They're going to ask you if you've gotten your blood work done recently. If you haven't, we could send you to a place closest to your city and state, wherever you're at, to get your blood work done. And then after that, once it's done, it'll come back to our medical provider. Like I said earlier, they'll call you, go over everything. And if you're low on testosterone, then chances are we'll give you testosterone. But this isn't a place that you're just going to go in there and have testosterone levels like 1,500 over, and we still give you testosterone. That's illegal. So you have to be in the lower end range to qualify for testosterone. But definitely, I would definitely do that more than what you're talking about, because what you're talking about has a slew of side effects. It will literally ruin your mind, ruin your life, ruin your body from the inside, working its way out. But yeah, so definitely call, and we could probably get you some testosterone if you're old enough and if you qualify, if your testosterone levels are low enough. Training Vibe said, how could this change our view of the subconscious? I'm not sure. I think they're talking in reference to being able to record our dreams. Yeah, it's kind of like too much. Too much. It's you don't want to know too much. Like, it's kind of like there's no imagination anymore. All you do is just open your phone, Google it, and now you know what it is. It's like, someone had a good question. Colorado Luke said he could see his six-pack under the loose skin. Oh, good stuff. That's good too. A lot of times when people lose a lot of weight, sounds good. Colorado Luke, yes, shoot me a DM. I'll check my DMs later on today when I get back home and see what I could do. But yeah, he also said Colorado Luke, 100-pound weight loser right there. Shout out for that. He said, I could see my six-pack under the loose skin. Man, I love that. I love seeing that. A lot of people who are overweight, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, when they lose that weight, their body looks crazy. Because what happens is, like, I knew someone, she was 200 pounds overweight. When she started losing the weight, you start seeing, wait, you have arms? Wait, you have quads? But what happens is, if you've been moving around, think about it. If you have a 100-pound backpack on right now, and you start moving around with that 100-pound backpack on after 3, 4, 5, 10 years, your legs are going to get built just from moving that weight around. Your arms are going to get everything, there's muscle, you're used to moving around that weight. So a lot of time, Colorado Luke said you can see a six-pack. He's probably because he's been used to, every time he used to sit up, he's moving 100 pounds more up and 100 pounds here. So just the core movement and coming up and back and forth. So if you can see a six-pack underneath the loose skin, I would definitely jump on the Titan fat-burning cream. Get as many as you can. I'm not sure if there's a cap as to many we could sell you. But yeah, I would definitely get on that. Put it on, apply it maybe like once or twice a day. Also, too, with loose skin, people a lot of times think it's just loose skin, but there might be a little bit of sub-Q water in there. Another thing you could do, too, is wrap yourself up with some saran wrap. Put the Titan fat burning cream on, put a waist trainer or saran wrap, put a hoodie on, and then just go sit in the sauna. And while you're sitting in the sauna, sip some hot green tea. That will literally cook you from the inside out. You don't have to do all that moving around. And the fat-burning cream and then the heat and everything is just going to start sucking the water out. So you're going to be sucking the water out with the sauna as you're tightening your skin with the fat-burning cream. So once you do that, if you start doing that a couple times a week, you have to keep doing it. When you have loose skin, you have to almost train it to come back. You can't just do one thing unless it's like surgery. So I'll give that a shot. Let me know how it works out for you. How accurate would the readings be compared to actual dream content? I'm not sure. I've never seen a dream before, so I don't know how it would, I'm not sure how it would work. But I guess people are saying you could do it. I'd said 60%, I believe. Someone, Colorado Luke, said 60% accuracy, so that's pretty accurate. I'm not sure, maybe next 10, 20 years it'll get up to 100%. I bet you it's going to get to a time where we're going to get to a certain point where it could be like, you wake up and grab your phone and replay your dream. Stuff's just getting so crazy. But yeah, Slim Fit Nash said this sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Yeah, it does. Jeff Rondon, does testosterone need to be injected, or can it be oral or any other method? Testosterone could be a cream, a topical cream that you would rub on an area where your skin is sensitive, where it's going to absorb. Testosterone could be an injectable. It's usually an oil-based injectable, usually testosterone cypionate, sometimes testosterone propionate. Testosterone could be a troche that someone was talking about earlier, which is a small, kind of like a lozenge. Some people swallow the whole thing. Some people let it sit on their tongue. underneath. Anyways, as long as it's going in you orally, you should be good to go. So those are some of the different things we have, testosterone. And there's also things like enclomiphene, which is a capsule that you could take that will actually boost or raise your actual testosterone levels. So basically the three methods are oral testosterone, whether it's a troche or enclomiphene, injectable, whether it's testosterone cypionate or testosterone propionate, which is usually oil-based, and those required injections, whether it's a cypionate ester once a week, twice a week, or propionate ester every other day, and also the creams. I'm not a fan of the creams at all, because if you have basically tough skin, if you shave a lot, if you have any type of scars or burns, this cream's not going to absorb. Another thing with the cream too is you don't want to rub the cream on your body. Like say if you're sleeping in bed with your wife and you rub the cream and then you lay and she's laying on you, now she's got the cream on her and the testosterone's going in her. What if you have a kid, you pick up the kid's right on your chest, you still have the cream on you. It's a mess. And not only with the cream is you don't know exactly how much you're getting. Like I said before, certain people have tougher skin than others. You have more open pores than others. You shave more than others. So not a fan of the cream. Injectable is always the best way to go. And then the next opt-in from the injectable, I would probably say is maybe a troche. But there's another route too that people do. It's kind of older now, which is a pellet. They basically inject into your glute a pellet, and the pellet releases over time. So that way you don't have to do bi-weekly or weekly in gel. It's a small pellet that they can inject deep into your glute. But once again, it releases different in everybody. So as it's releasing, your estrogen could be going up and down because it's not a steady release. I was at an event a couple of years ago, and I had a good conversation with someone at the Titan booth. Big time athlete, used to play with Shaq. I'm not going to put his name out there, but he got the injection into the pellet, and his whole side of his glute, he said it was sore for like 2 months. It never went away. It was always sore. And he was like headaches and moody and all this. And the reason why is because that, his body wasn't absorbing the pellet well enough. So it was still in there. And it was causing a whole bunch of other problems. So yeah, injectable, always the best, I think is the best way to go. Safest, most effective, with least problems. Javin Corsi says focus on whole foods and avoid processed foods for better results. Definitely processed foods are the reason why all these diseases exist. 100 years ago, there were barely any processed food, and there was barely any of these diseases we have. So people are still eating the same foods. There's no new foods being made. Like, it's not like there's a new animal all of a sudden that we find out someplace, and then all of a sudden we start eating it, and it's mass-produced in stores. We're eating the same beef. We're eating the same chicken, the same fish, the same vegetables, the same eggs, the same everything. It's just how it is made, which is causing the problem. So it's not about what you eat. It's about how the food is prepared before you get it, and then how you prepare it when you make it. So if the food's organic and fresh when you get it, and then now you add a whole bunch of oils and crappy salts and margarine and all this adobo and sazon and sodium and all this stuff to it, now you just made a good healthy food unhealthy. Or if the food's processed, and then now you get it, but you're like, oh yeah, but I'm not going to use any bad seasonings, and I'm going to put light this. Yeah, but the food is processed. So if you can't pick it or kill it and eat it, then chances are it's not healthy. Dollar Hyde said the cream is a pain in the ass, have to do it daily, and it's sticky and more expensive than the injection. Yes, I haven't heard anything good about the creams at all. At all. Shout out to India as well, too. I see someone just joined on from India. But yeah, the creams are a mess. Like, I mean, you literally have to put the cream on there and just sit there and not touch anything and just wait and wait and wait and wait, and it's a mess. Now, one thing with the creams, anybody out there have gotten their blood work done that has used the creams? Have they seen the jump? Like, have they seen the jump? How it does? I mean, I'm sure it'll raise your testosterone to an optimal level or close to it to a certain extent, but how accurate is it? Like, in other words, if I use the cream and I rub it on my arm every day in the same spot every day, and someone else does, our levels were the same when we got our blood work done and everything, and now I rub my arm on the cream and then they take an injection, whose testosterone levels who's going to be better? I mean, that's what I want to know. Rob Terry's on here. Rob Perry's on here. King's Maven's on here. Wall the Creator. How can I have effectively reduced my sugar intake without feeling deprived? How could you reduce your sugar intake without feeling deprived? If sugar is the only thing that's making you feel deprived, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure how to address that. How can I effectively reduce my sugar intake without feeling deprived? If you want to reduce your sugar intake, then just literally reduce your sugar intake. A lot of times people ask me questions. I get questions a lot, whether it's online, whether it's on the street, whether it's on my lives. And people are always asking me, it's like they know what to do. They're just asking me like if I know an easy way out. If you want to reduce your sugar, then don't eat foods that have sugar in them. And if you don't know if they have sugar in them, turn the label around. I'm not sure if you live in the U.S., but in the U.S., everything has nutrition facts. So turn the label around and look the sugar content, make sure that's low or zero, and then look at the ingredients and make sure there's no high fructose corn syrup or and sugar within that, or things that have sugar within that. I mean, that's pretty simple. If you want to reduce your sugar intake, just don't eat sugar. I mean, it's pretty simple. Or maybe some people aren't fans of Splenda and stuff like that. I've heard bad stuff about it, but I use Splenda. I'd rather use Splenda than sugar. That's just how I am. Every once in a while, I'll do honey, but I mean, the easiest way to reduce something is just not eat it or not take it. Now, fruit's a different story. I don't feel like fruit is a bad sugar. I feel like you could eat fruit every day. But in terms of actual like cane sugar or sugar that's not actual cane sugar, but sugar that's coming from, candy and sweets and barbecue sauces and condiments and sugar, and ketchup has a lot of sugar, so get sugar-free ketchup, get sugar-free barbecue sauce, use Splenda. There's plenty of ways, plenty of options. Revolution Apparel is asking if I could talk about Tesofensine and how it compares to semaglutide and terzapeptide. I actually addressed that a little bit earlier, so if you rewatch the show, I can jump into that. You can rewatch it and check everything out. What are some effective strategies for managing stress in daily life? This kind of sounds, I don't know if cliche is the word, but get your blood work done. When you get, especially this is Katrina, that's a woman, but as a man, a lot of us, we have headaches, we have back pain, we have, my hip or my elbow, and we don't get checked out. We have, I've had a headache for 3 weeks and we don't get it checked out, or even longer, 3 months. And a lot of times, the worrying is causing the stress. So me worrying what's wrong with me is causing stress. And what if there's something wrong with me, it's kind of like double. Now, if I'm worried that I think I have high blood pressure, because I was worried because I drank some caffeine and got my blood pressure. My blood pressure was way high, so I was worried. So I was like, whoa. Then I realized, like I tell people, don't have caffeine, and I was kind of rushing and wasn't paying attention. Being here at Titan, I kind of forgot, that's today. So I went in to get my blood work. I mean, not my blood work. My blood pressure was very high, so I was freaking out. Took a week off, caffeine, came back, and it was fine. Came back the next day, or went to another place, got it done at, I think it was CVS, and it was fine. So, just got to be a lot careful. It's mostly a mental game. Yeah, mostly a mental game, too. So if you're thinking that you're stressed, yeah, it's definitely mostly a mental game, definitely. A lot of people can manage stress better than others. A lot of people, you will never even know that they're stressed out, and they're extremely stressed out. They kind of, just, suck it up or whatever. But yeah, I would basically figure out the easiest way to deal with stress is figure out things that you don't know, because sometimes knowing bad news is better than not knowing at all. So for me, if I know something is bad news, I know how to address that because it's bad. But not knowing at all, then it's stressed out, then you're worrisome, then you're thinking it could be this, thinking it could be that, and your mind kind of goes all over the place. Lots of doctors are coming out and talking about the benefits of not taking an AI if not needed, and be wary of clinics pushing AIs on every patient. Thoughts? Now, I'm not sure why, because I've heard that too, maybe not so much here, but I've heard it around that a lot of people are not taking an AI, which is an aromatase inhibitor, The reason why you would want to take one is because your estrogen is high. As a man or even as a woman, you don't want your estrogen to be so high. So if you get your blood work done, your estrogen comes back, and your estrogen is elevated, then why not take something that's going to keep it in control? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't take an AI. If your estrogen goes high, it's kind of like them telling you, we're going to give you this product. It's going to increase your blood pressure, but we don't want to give you anything blood pressure medication. So, I mean, blood pressure, you'd want to keep that in check. So why not? It's kind of like, it's almost backwards. Here at Titan, we understand that by giving you testosterone, it could increase your estrogen. So if it does, that's why we'll give you anastrozole or tamoxifen to control your estrogen. So it's like, I don't understand why these clinics wouldn't want you to take it. Now, there is a point where people can abuse them, or if they take in too much, one a day or one, depending on how strong it is. But for the most part, you want to, if your estrogen gets too high, you want to keep it in check. If your blood pressure gets too high, you want to keep it in check. If your hemoglobin's off, you want to keep it in check. So our job here at Titan Medical is to make sure you're optimal on all levels. We don't want to just, I'm low testosterone, so let's give you your testosterone and we're going to get it at this level. Okay, you're low testosterone, let's get your testosterone where it's supposed to be. Now where it's supposed to be is now, okay, your estrogen went up. Okay, so we're going to control that too. Okay, and if we're doing this, if your hemoglobin or blood pressure, okay, we can control that too. So it's like, take the worry out of it by correcting everything. Don't just correct one thing. It's kind of like if you have a car and you need to get an oil change, and when you go to get the oil change, they notice that your brakes aren't working and they just keep rechanging your oil. The oil we're putting in your car may cause your brakes to go bad, but we're just going to keep giving you this oil and your brake. It's their job to fix the car. So your body, the blood work is the diagnostics we do to let us know what's going on with your body. And once we figure out everything, we're looking down the line on those markers. Okay, we need to fix this, not just testosterone or not just estrogen. It's our job to fix them all. And once we give you guys, or ladies, the protocol or the directions or the product, now you go home or wherever you go and we told you what to do to fix the problem, and then you do that to fix the problem. Now, if you take too much or don't take it, this and that, that's on you. We can't follow you everywhere, but optimal on all levels. I went from a 3 to 26 over the past year, so it's way up. It should be higher. I know it's really important with relation into utilizing your test. There was some, what's the deal? What's the ideal free test level? I never think of it. Good questions when I have my Titan doctor consultant. That would be that depends on how your test was to begin with. Certain people have high tests even if they don't take any type of HRT. So in other words, someone may, let me see. You could take two people that are 30 years old, two men that are 30 years old, that have very much been on eating the same diet every day. Whether they work out or not, they live the same lifestyle, they eat the same foods. They could get their testosterone done, and one could be very high and one could be very low. So there's an optimal range, but there's no set number on where you should be. Here at Titan Medical, if your testosterone is low, we like to get you around 800-900. That's an optimal range. Now, if you get 1,000 and over, that's too high. In other words, you come in here with 1,500 testosterone or 2,000 milligram testosterone on your blood work, you're not going to get more testosterone because it's kind of like, okay, you have enough. We're not, we don't cut corners like that. I know places, or I've heard of places, they don't exist anymore for obvious reasons, that you could go in there, your test level could be 1,500 plus, and they're still going to give you testosterone, and they're going to give you other stuff that you don't even need, or oxandrolone, or your blood work shows you need none of this stuff. And what do? They made their money and they don't exist anymore. So it is what it is. Colorado Luke said, what is an AI? Good question. An AI is an aromatase inhibitor, basically something you use to control your estrogen. Like I said before, if you take too much testosterone or other things, as a man, your estrogen can get too high, which can cause breast tissue growth, gynecomastia, which basically, as a man's nipples, they'll get puffy and they'll start growing tissue. That's from too high estrogen. So if stuff like that happens, or if you're gaining mood swings, oily skin, uh, water retention, if that happens, we give you an aromatase inhibitor or an AI, like an anastrozole or tamoxifen. And once we do that, that's going to control the problem. So basically, an aromatase inhibitor, something to control your estrogen. Javon Phoenix, what are the most effective strategies for reducing belly fat? Obviously, diet's number one, but I know here at Titan Medical, we have Tesofensine. Tesofensine is one of our newer products. It targets specifically belly fat. So if you're looking for something like that, I would say a good diet with some Tesofensine, and I'll go right to the belly fat. We've got 8 minutes left, just letting you guys know, so get your questions ready. My personal trainer said my maintenance calories are 6,000 and I can't seem to lose weight. I'm not sure who your trainer is. I'm a trainer as well, but I can't answer anybody's questions. Everyone's different. I don't know what you're eating. I don't know how much you weigh. I don't know how old you are. I don't know how long you've been training. But again, I mean, if you hired a trainer, go with what the trainer says. Whenever it says sugar-free, I stay away. I'd rather have real sugar than high fructose. Yeah, I'd rather have real sugar than high fructose too, but a lot of times, if I have to choose between high fructose or sugar-free, I'm definitely going sugar-free. And that's usually what happens is, stuff like Gatorade or certain products that'll be like, oh yeah, it'll say sugar, the grams of sugar, but then when you look at the ingredients, it'll say high fructose corn syrup, but you won't see sugar in the ingredients. So obviously the sugar is coming from that. But yeah, I'm the same way. I try to the thing is to reduce your sugar, because a lot of times people are so used to eating sweet stuff. Like say they have coffee, they use, I use four packs of sugar, I use 5 packs. And then they'd say, I try it without the sugar, it tastes disgusting. Just start reducing it, So in other words, if you're doing, I do a lot of Splenda with my cream of rice. I'm not going to lie, maybe 8-10 packs. I eat a huge bowl of it. So if I was going to reduce it, all I do is just, today this week I'm only going to do 8 packs. This week I'm going to slowly reduce. Don't get drastic with it. So that way you can actually, get used to it. After a while, if you could, the more plain you could eat your food, the better you're going to feel. Obviously, weight loss is going to be good for that too. Big Drew, do you take any supplements to help with liver, kidney, and heart health? Yes, I take glutathione. Glutathione is like a super antioxidant that we have here at Titan Medical. It's an injectable. It's like pretty much one of the best things you could take for your liver, kidney, and not so much, maybe heart a little bit, but liver and kidneys. So anybody who's out there who's ate like crap for years and years, or if you party too much or eat fast food, or you took pills or all this and your liver and kidneys is destroyed or whatever, glutathione is the number one thing you should probably take. What's a cure for snoring? I have no idea. Actually, I do have some ideas, but I'm not going to get into cure for snoring right now. What number do you think would be adequate for testosterone? If you're talking about testosterone level, again, probably about 800 to 900 would be optimal range for an adult male, 35 plus. Evan Morales says, make simple syrup. Google it. I'm not sure what simple syrup is. He also says night guard. I think he's talking about the snoring. People are asking what's a good question, not good question, cure for snoring. Someone's saying they only drink water and protein powder. It's good. You could have protein powder if you have to. Obviously, food's better, but you definitely want to throw a little bit of whole food in there just for your. You don't want to only have water and protein powder. Even if it's, even if you go with some eggs or some salmon or maybe a little bit of steak, something, a little bit of rice, you want to have a little bit of whole food, not just protein powder all day long. Otherwise, that's what everyone would do. Think about it. If you could just have protein powder all day, every bodybuilder out there, that's all we do. We'd have a huge tub of protein, we'd have shaker cups, and I need to drink a shake, I need to drink a shake, I need to drink a shake. It's not that easy. It's a supplement, so it's supplementing something that's supposed to be real, which is real food. All right. 0 calorie syrup, Walden Farms. Yeah, it's really good. I like G. Hughes. G. Hughes, sugar-free. I have everything G. Hughes. I have the ketchup. I have the marinades. I have the barbecue sauces. I have the honey mustard. G. Hughes is very good. They use real good ingredients, too, so shout out to G. Hughes. I don't think I've ever gave a shout-out on here about a food place, but G. Hughes makes some real good sugar-free sauces. That's pretty much all I have for today. We got to wrap it up. It's getting close to the time limit. Let's jump into some of these Titan events. I know the Olympia is coming up in 2 weeks. I'm very excited about that. 2 weeks, will be in Vegas for the Olympia this year. New venue this year. It's at, I think, the Resort World in Las Vegas. So very excited about this. The convention center is where the expo will be at. So Las Vegas Convention Center. I have people flooding my DMs asking 50 million questions about it, which is good. But yeah, Las Vegas Convention Center. Titan booth is going to be nice this year. I mean, it's going to be. I'm not going to give out any details, but John told me about it. The booth's going to be nice. We actually had I didn't. John and Sharice. Shout out to John and Sharice. They spent a lot of money in this, so let's give them a shout out. They actually hired a crew to set up our booth. That's how big and how crazy it is this year. They had to literally have people specifically to set it up. So very excited about this. The booth is 732. You'll see it, can't miss it. So come by the Titan booth, 10/11 and 10/12. About 2 weeks from now. Come by, see me, see Desi, see Rod, see Michael Hearn, John, Sharice. The rest of the Titan team are out there. We got some of our new athletes coming out this year, too. They've been killing it. So we're bringing them out there, too. So it's going to be a great time. Come by, touch the iPad. All we need is your email. You can get free T-shirts. Free T-shirts. We may have leggings. We may have sports bras. But, yeah, come by the booth, hang out. It's going to be a good time. And that's going to be 10/11 and 10/12. The next week, I'll be out in St. Pete, Florida for the Hurricane Pro. Hurricane Pro, shout out to Tim Gardner, another show he's doing, another show we're sponsoring. So Hurricane Pro, it's going to be at the Coliseum in St. Pete. I love that venue. It's an old school venue. If you guys ever see the movie Cocoon, where the pool and all that stuff was at, that's the same venue that now does, events and stuff. It's going to be the Hurricane Pro. That's going to be a 2-day show. That's the week after the Olympia. So come check that out. 2-day show this year. So a lot of times Hurricane Pro was so big, it was so good that it just went on and was so late. So now Tim's like, you know what? We'll chop it up. We'll do 2 days. So it's going to be a lot better for a lot of people. It's going to be easier for you to see who you're competing against. It's going to be a great time. And then after that, I believe we have Cars and Couture. I'm not exactly sure if Brian could pull it up real quick. Cars and Couture is November 16th. So November 16th, Cars and Couture. The Titan fleet's going to be out there. The C8's going to be out there. The Hellcat's going to be out there. The McLaren will probably be out there. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. I love these car shows. We rev up the cars, get them going. But yeah, that's pretty much it that I have for this week. Make sure you tune in next week. I do this every week at 2 p.m. live. You can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so you're notified of videos just like this. That's it.